Hello, Bellatini Art Noodles. How are you this evening? Welcome back. Welcome back. Whoa, we made it in. We had such a hard time getting our internet to connect tonight. And then, of course, Remy was bouncing all over the place. It's like he got so scared. He thought we were at Chuck E. Cheese and they were draining the ball pit. It's funny to me. A little bit about what I've been doing behind the camera. We took last night off. We were going to go to the coast last night, but I couldn't do it yesterday. I really didn't feel well. I've learned that my FOMO is not as important as the body. For a very long time, I've relied on my FOMO more than my actual body. Righto?
Cheerio.
So with that being said, I've kind of just, I hate it because I miss out on so much, but I also don't suffer as much. I know that if I would have went yesterday, there's no way that I could feel. It'll take me like sometimes a week or two to recover. That's ridiculous. And plus, we had some weird stuff going on yesterday. So with my heart and weird things. What was that? What? Oh, it looks good.
Your lighting's good.
It is good. I think that is better. Hello, peoples. Thanks for being here. So as I was saying, I'm just cleaning up my mess from doing this last night. This was a whole lot. It was so good. I enjoyed this. This was like I don't know. All gouache and Jean Davenport. Anyway, doing this behind the pictures. Hello, Amy. Excuse me. That's in my new book. Sarah, the one that Sarah gifted me. Fairy Tales and Folklore. That's what I did, Lindsay. So, but here we are. Rita Berman. And I'm going to have to figure out. Sarah was so lovely and gifted me a new, what is this? Recording arm?
Yeah.
You rotate this. Can you rotate this? Oh, I see. Eep. Eep and eep. Okay. Yeah, those of you that think I should handle this before I get on live, it's impossible. It's just impossible. My life's not set up that way. And hopefully those of you that are here for my duration and not just like, some of it. Anyway, how's that look? Looks okay. I feel like this is really lame that it's falling. That's not fun. So is anyone coloring with me tonight? I know you do, Lori. It's a difficult world, isn't it? I feel like, oh, I got it set up. And then I like go to sleep and I wake up and somehow it's not the same anymore. Remy. Ruger opens this door for his brother. We need to put a lock on it. And then Remy gets up here and tries to run amok like he does when we're live and tears all this stuff down. And I didn't realize it until just now. So this is life. This is this is what going live that's might be like. So thanks. It's too, I think, low.
Do you want both pages visible?
Well, I'm about to work on something. I don't know what I'm doing. You're asking legit questions.
Don't.
What are you coloring today? So I'm getting my pencils set up. I'm gonna grab a Gatorade. Gatorade is thirsty for that down body thirst. One of these days, we'll do like a camera angle where you could just be live with us in our studio. Wouldn't that be fun? Like when we get it fully done and set up. It might be fun to have them watch to organize it. Sarah's eyes just got really big and was like, no, we are not. We are not doing that. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Happy weekend. Happy Saturday. Happy everything, whatever you're experiencing out there. I hope it's all good. Good, good, good. Look, I wanted to show this. This is a, where is this? Where are you? Where is the plastic machine down here? There you are. So, remember we were talking about half pans, doohickeys here, and they're plastic and they're just going to literally kill everybody in the world. Not just this one specifically, but bunches of them. Anyway, I love ceramics. So it's such an excuse for me to make watercolor half pans, right? In ceramics. So these are going to literally last forever and they're not contaminating the earth. So that's fantastic. But this one fits in this, right? This is what you would get from a store if you bought a half pan. That's how it comes. If you ordered one from me, that's how it comes. But look at this. Look at this. Look at this fun, 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 fun. It fits. So I'm so excited. Yeah, so that's how mine will all end up at some point. So yay. All right, Lori, see you in a bit. All right. So we are working with gouache, black gouache. We're working with white gouache, Holbein gouache. These are Caran d'Ache.
Oh, hi, Kitty.
Hi, hello, and welcome. Thank you so much for being here. We are going to be working with regular black transparent. Sorry about my fingernail polish. Watercolor. We have some pencils here. We have a green aquamarine and we have an outliner. I have a black Faber-Castell Polychromos and I also have a charcoal gray. I am missing a pencil now. I don't know where it was. That's the name of the life. So I'm allowing myself to use anything in the ochre. I can use any supply with ochre. I can use any supply with this teal. I can use any supply with the gray range or white. That's what I'm allowing myself on this. This is a buddy color with Amy Travels in Colors and also with Coloring with Lori. So if you're here and you're new, hang out, make friends, go subscribe to each other. We're here and building community. We're very friendly and definitely happy to see all walks of coloring, the good, the bad, and all the in between. So I suppose that means go grab your drink, grab your snack, and settle in because we got some time here. I'm going to also go grab some more water. And Sarah's here also, guys.
Everybody having a good day today? No, Ruby. Get down.
No,
Get down.
Come on, get down.
Get down.
Get down. Let's go. Get down. Also, friends, if you're wondering what Sarah and I look like, head over to the video I posted last night and you can see what we look like.
Or if you were super cool the other night in the live, you got to see our wedding pictures.
Oh, yeah. In our live the other night, we showed our wedding pictures. That was fun.
You think we could take this off?
If you want to. I
It
wouldn't.
fucking freaking hurts.
I wouldn't. I'd leave it on another day, remember? And then tomorrow we'll rebandage it, clean it.
Okay.
The less air that gets to it, the less chances you have of bacteria.
Yeah.
And the healing process. Anyway, this is also my water cup. I don't know if you guys have seen me dipping from this, but I made this ceramic dark chocolate clay body, and it just has a white, and it broke really pretty. And I put these little these are 3-dimensional cherry blossoms in here with the branches that are going up it, and I use that to like wipe my brush off. Love it. So happy I made it.
Lori, you don't have to be sorry. It's
Don't
okay.
be sorry.
The mic called.
Oh, goodness gracious. I don't need to be sorry. No, sorry. Is Ruger's barking less loud tonight, hopefully? Yes, I have been coloring with watercolor and gouache all day with some feathers. I've used my white jelly roll, my black tip pen. I've just been having fun. So, you know what?
That is great.
Oh my gosh. Those are sometimes, that's what Saturdays and, you know, lazy Sundays, lazy Saturdays are about is get your stuff out and have a play, right?
Yeah.
Just have a dang play. Don't have a preset something. Maybe get out something that's not so precious to you. And, you know, I don't know. Do it.
Yeah. I love that for you, Amy. Those are great days.
Amy, great day.
Great days. Okay.
I'm happy.
I have a predicament.
What is it?
I need to continue recording my build.
Yeah.
But I only have one device.
No, we have more than one device. We can use our
Oh, I could use this.
Yeah. Well, no, because then you have to log into yours.
For what? I can record
for recording.
From this.
Yeah, that works. Yeah, I love it when we figure it out.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
3. My Gatorade had ice in it. That's like a treasure.
It's not charging.
You might not be able to see it while you're.
It's not charging.
Is it plugged in? Do we unplug something? I think we unplugged something.
It'd be over there.
Oh boy, guys. Hey, Michelle.
Hi, Michelle.
Yeah, it's over here. It's not plugged in.
In the house.
Michelle is in
Did you
the
get it?
house. I can't plug it in. How many more plugs? Everything right here is being taken apart. So it's right there, and we have a dilemma.
Yeah.
Go get my other plug from the bedroom and plug it into yours.
I have nothing to plug it into.
Well, you can unplug something, can't you? Maybe. Michelle says, hi, Sarah. Hi, Jess. Hi, Michelle. How are you, darling? I hope you're feeling better. Did you have a good dinner? Did you settle in? Tell us now. Let's get started. Let's do this. Let's blow this popsicle stand. All right, dipping. So I'm just gonna start to add some actual oomph to this somehow. I am going with a monochromatic deal here. I'm not going to add any more color to my picture tonight. I'm doing great. What the heck? You're in the hospital and you're doing great. I love it. That makes me so thrilled that you are doing so dang good. I bet you feel better, Michelle. I bet you feel better now than you have in probably years. I had a grilled cheese ham sandwich, orange jello, and they actually put whipped cream on top of it, orange sherbet and water. Oh my god. That sounds so good. That sounds so good. Hospital food might not be, it's just not as bad as it once was. It used to be just horrific. Like, what are you doing to people? They're trying to get better in life.
Will you hold your camera? Thank you.
You're welcome. I am a heck of a lot better than I was yesterday. Yesterday I was struggling with my breathing a lot. Short of breath a lot yesterday. Today, on the other hand, I am probably double, triple, quadruple the energy I had yesterday. That's a good thing. Sarah's running with a headache again. She's not hydrated enough, I think. She often wakes up with migraines, and I think it's her body just doesn't hydrate and do all the things it's supposed to do while she sleeps. Like, sleeping is supposed to heal you, and I swear it doesn't heal Sarah. What's everyone having for dinner tonight, or did they? I know Lori hasn't had dinner yet, but perhaps everyone else? Chicken noodle soup. Oh, we're going to Lori's house for dinner.
Oh my gosh.
We're going to Lori's house. Hope you made enough, Lori, because coming on over.
Cheesy vegetables Kitty's having.
Ah, that sounds yummy too. No, we're on the West Coast, so we're much earlier than everyone else. So we're so lucky that we get to talk to you guys about what you're gonna have for dinner before we have dinner. So we can be like, oh, yummy. I'll be ready about 3. Yeah, that's usually about when I'm starving to death. I want to eat around usually about, I guess 9:30 is about my time. That's like equivalent to me waking up and having like breakfast though, because I don't like I don't like to eat breakfast. But I like breakfast like for lunch instead of breakfast. So like if I was going to get up at 7 a.m., I'm probably going to want to eat around like 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, but I'm now ready for my breakfast time. Not necessarily that I want lunch. My brain has a mind of its own. It doesn't like to follow the rules. What are you doing over there, Sarah? Just staring.
Yeah.
You all right?
Mm-hmm.
Anything I could do to help?
Just trying to decide the next step I want to go with this. Waiting for the stuff to kick
Do
in.
you want me to show them your some floors and stuff? Or do you want to move over so you can show them?
I feel like they're not done yet.
Yeah, well, that doesn't mean they don't want to see your process. People like to see the process of things, like what's going on. Or else they wouldn't be sitting here with us right now.
Sorry, babe. There you go. Done.
I only eat one meal a day, so if I want breakfast, it's for dinner, which is actually breakfast time. Fair enough, Lori. I do understand that one. I don't know. I'm not. Are you guys a breakfast person? What's your favorite breakfast? What do you eat for breakfast? Oh, roast beef tacos. I have never had that before, Amy. What is that? A roast beef taco? So what do? We go roast beef. So you make a roast, right? And you probably just shred it and use the meat. Well, my new breakfast will have to be some kind of protein, fruit, probably veggies, I guess. Oh, let me shut the door. Thank you. Ooh, breakfast omelet, scrambled eggs. That's a good one for you. Michelle is putting it together like omelets and scrambles. That's the best way to get all that protein and those veggies and not feel like you're eating like a garden and an egg, Because often I feel like when I have to eat for my body too, I feel like I'm eating like non-fun food. But it's true. Like we don't need to eat for pleasure. We need to eat for fuel. So I think that is for me like scrambles and omelets and what else? Like basically keto style. What is that, Sarah?
Okay.
No, I know. I'm asking for examples.
Oh. Yeah, do you listen to anything?
Sarah's not with us today. Sorry, guys. Normally she's over there feeding us full of information too, but she's got her own mind over there today.
Look.
Yeah, no, I'll think of more too, Michelle. We'll talk about it because it's just there's so many ways to make really good breakfast and healthy breakfast. Breakfast to me is the easiest way to like get all your nutrition that you need. It's like an easier meal for me than to I don't know all the other meals because all the other meals are just real simple.
Can you guys hear all that? Sorry to interrupt you, baby. Just see if we need to adjust something.
Remy, enough.
But yes, breakfast continued.
Breakfast is just a much simpler meal for me to get all my nutrients in than the rest of them. Lunch is the hardest for me. I love mushrooms, spinach, tomato, and cheese. Oh, Lori, do you like what's the cheese that stinks?
Blue cheese?
No, like feta or gorgonzola or whatever. There's this place in Portland, and it is a small hole in the wall. It's been on diners, drive-ins, and dives, and they have this omelet, and it has goat cheese on it, and it smells horrendous. So people probably really don't like the smell of it, but it is. Thank you for sharpening the pencil.
I didn't. You did.
Oh, well, thank you, Jess, for sharpening the pencil. I'm so used to her doing it. That I just. Yes. Oh, Lori, that whole combination. Put some sun-dried tomatoes in that. Ooh, ooh, ooh. It's so decadent. I don't care much. They are yucky. What are yucky? Mushrooms? Mushrooms are like decadent, I love them. They this is really funny, but mushrooms feel a little bit like a rich person's food.
Are they like this when I'm not here?
Mm-hmm.
Go.
If I don't stick to his routine when he comes in and make him lay down, You have them lay down. It's starting to stay lighter now outside. I'm up against the window now and I can start to see like sunset when it's gonna go down. Oh, Lori, I get that. There's some foods that make me feel that way. I like feta and omelets, and I'm definitely not rich. I hear you. Being rich is overrated. And it always sounds nice. I bet you have the same problems, just different. I'll be right back. Just a few seconds. Amy says, I love cooking with sun-dried tomatoes. Yes. Spinach, mushrooms. Ooh, how about in an Alfredo, creamy Alfredo sauce with like some fettuccine. Sarah cut the living canoodles out of her tip of her finger last night. So I think her finger is falling off today.
Do you know where the pan pastels are, baby?
Yes. Where did I put pan pastels? They are together now. They're in one section in a drawer.
Okay. And same with the Jean Davenport palettes?
Yeah, I think they're together now.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. So how's your Amy and Laurie, how's the buddy color coming on? And I think Kim too. And anyone else joining us in this buddy color?
No, Lori, it's not. I'm like, right before I did it, I was like, I need to really get my rubber finger caps before I keep doing this. And the next pull, slice.
You know what is crazy is our youngest son is he's a guy's guy, if that means anything. That's such a crappy thing to explain it with, but he's very he can help me out here with Luke and his personality. Like he's really into like these heavy blacksmithing and like he's into these sports, these hobbies that are just these very
Where's Remy?
Like you gotta have a lot of muscle, like put your back into it.
Yeah.
You know, kind of things that he does. He's got a full blacksmith setup at his dad's house. And he's into like wood, and he's just got all these really, really cool habits. And so when he does something, you know, he's just so concentrated in it that he often is just so he gets immersed in it. Needless to say that he's hurt himself like wood carving. He was wood carving and he sliced all of this part of his hand open. Seeing Sarah yesterday, it was like a little bit of like PTSD, like, don't do it, don't do it. And he doesn't mean to do stuff like that. It's just, he's just going for it, he's just going for it. And at that time, I think he said he even had he had like one of those metal gloves. I get to only experience quiet for about 15 minutes a day. And it's something that my body requires quiet. I have a really big problem processing with noise. So if there's noise when I'm talking, I can't process both. I have to let the noise in or I have to let my words out. I can't do both. And with this problem I have with my eyes, when that happens, normally if I'm just doing something like this where I'm not moving my eyes, I'm not like receiving a bunch of information, my eyes don't try to shut. But if I hear other noise, the dog's barking, rustling a paper, anything, my brain shuts down and I literally cannot absorb anything and my eyes will start to close. And it is brutal. Having brain processing disorders is not cool. I'm sorry for those of you that have to deal with it too. Yeah, Michelle, what the heck? That is so scary. It's so scary. I once was riding quads on in sand dunes. Sorry, guys. Now Remy's moving my light, so it's going to move my camera every time he moves. And
Remy?
Yeah. Sarah, do you think you could maybe talk for a minute because my brain's not processing?
Yeah, Michelle, I'm glad too. That's scary. How old is he? What's everybody working on tonight? I know that there's several coloring. Are y'all coloring in the Rita Berman or something else? 18.
That's how old Luke is, our youngest. 18. Fresh.
What's everybody's favorite meal to cook? Like, if you could only cook 1 year for the rest of your life, what would it be? I mean, one meal. Oh, that's nice, Kitty. Done painting.
Oh, what's the picture? I hope we get to see pictures of Amy's play today. She had a play. She had a good play with her stuff. She got out all her friends.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it. Excited. I'm done. I'm not gonna do that. Poppies and sunflowers.
Cut this one right here and put 2 new things up.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that would work?
Probably.
You think it would be better?
Probably. Yeah.
Maybe my veggie rice. I like to cook in nice wings with your choice of sauces. I think we were talking about this maybe like last week or something. Remember, we were talking about the price of meat and how expensive meat is right now. We pretty much just stick to like pork and chicken and stuff like that, because it's so expensive to eat beef. And Sarah and I don't know. I guess we got an expensive food palette for sure. Both of us very much. We don't mean to. It's weird. It kind of just comes natural. We will be out shopping and there'll be like a display of something, and we will automatically go, "Ooh, I love that one," and turn the price tag, and it's literally the most expensive one there. I'm going to share one day. I'll look back and be like, "Wow, you know what, Amy? I do that. I do that a lot. Like, yeah." Lori says, that is a tough question, Sarah. Is that the only thing I get to eat too?
No.
Wait,
it's not.
I thought you said if there's only one meal?
Only one meal they could cook for the rest of their life.
Just cook.
Yeah.
Okay. Understood. Just cook. Ooh, that's a different one. So I don't have to eat it. I just have to cook it.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, obviously, it's a bonus if you enjoy eating it and you could eat it all that time, but Amy says roast $24 freaking crazy.
Seriously, we were at the store around here. We have a store called Fred Meyer, and it's like it's like a grocery store and a little bit like a Target all in one thing. And what's my point?
Roast.
Oh,
price of meat.
Yes. $23. I mean, okay, it's ribeye. I know ribeye is like the cream of the crop or whatever, but $23 a pound, not a steak. So I can almost justify it if it was the whole steak, right? Because if it was the whole steak, then a McDonald's meal cost you $14. So $10 more, you get a whole freaking steak, right? We're not talking about that. We're talking like a pound of ribeye, which is like that big. What? I mean, how much did that dang thing just cost? I think it had to have been like a 3-pound steak or 2.5-pound steak, yeah?
Yeah.
It was a big old honker.
It was huge.
And so I'm thinking to myself, that is a 60-pound or $60 freaking piece of meat right there. What am I seeing in this world?
Yeah. Lori says, stir fry. Love to chop and saute. I find it relaxing.
Well, I think so too. I don't know if my meal would be that, but I really like making stir fry stuff. I don't like making rice. I'm a horrible rice maker. I guess I don't know how to.
Seafood boil.
Oh God, Amy,
We need to go
we're gonna go hang out with you
experience
guys.
crawdad boil because
So cool. That's
I'm
on the bucket
craving
list
it
for
so
sure.
bad.
For sure. $24. I know. I used to be able to feed myself, Luke, and Mason on a roast for like a few days for less than $10. People wonder how like I made it as like a single mom because I would do stuff like that, you know. My mom didn't have money growing up at all, and so she taught me how to be frugal and how to like maneuver like that. And I'm thankful for that because when times get hard, I know how to buckle down. But dang, I used to be able to feed the boys for a whole week on like $30 and not just like mac and cheese and stuff, you know?
What meal would you cook for the rest of your life?
I don't, I think it would have to be something I could chop and like Lori said, stir fry it, move it, have like sizzling. I would have to have quite a few different um sensories in it. I think it would have to be something like a stir fry. What about you, Sarah? I could probably make lasagna forever, but that's just because I want to eat it.
I would go with spaghetti from scratch.
Okay.
Or fried rice.
Really?
Yeah.
You really like making fried rice?
Yeah. No, actually, we'll take that back. Okay. Spaghetti from scratch.
Okay. Well, yeah. What about it?
It's a puzzle.
Oh, just tasting it and getting it ready and
stuff? And like you're not measuring anything, you're just like trying to like come up with a good combination.
We do that with all of our food though. You know, that's like
yeah, but there's something about spaghetti that steeps for 8 hours.
That makes it so honestly precious.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you ever get a chance to have some of Sarah's spaghetti, it's bomb diggity. I like Sarah's spaghettis. I'm like, okay, so what kind of spaghetti person are you? Are you like a marinara sauce only? Do you like the garden in your spaghetti sauce? Are you like a heavy meat person? What tell me that.
Are you a hearty sauce?
Yeah.
Are you a skimpy sauce?
Yeah.
Runny or thick?
Oh, also, do you mix your spaghetti and your sauce together or do you put your sauce on top? We either have lost signal or there's nobody in here.
They're working.
Yeah, but you're the only one in here.
Yes, and your live is continuing to go like it's not frozen or anything.
Okay.
Lori said,
that's weird.
I usually make homemade sauce and simmer it for 6 hours. I used a jar last week for chicken parma. My mom hated it.
Yeah.
You know?
It tastes like a chemical if you just do it straight out the... That's so strange. You're here and it shows that there's only one person here. Strange.
I never, well, I don't know if I could say never, but I personally, growing up, did not see spaghetti from a jar. It was always a full day simmer, no matter how bad we wanted it on a work night or school night. And so when Jess and I got together and we wanted spaghetti, we didn't have all the ingredients, but we had a can of like sauce. And so I experienced my first jar sketty. And obviously, you have to zhuzh it up. I never cook anything just from the jar without zhuzhing. And it was good. He
Yeah.
made like
100%.
I mean, it's not homemade.
It's not Sarah's homemade anything, but it definitely tastes good. You know, I'm not mad at it. I'm not like, dang, this tastes like jar spaghetti sauce. And those of you that do cook that way, no judgment, guys. No judgment. It's just we grew up eating like Whole Foods. We didn't grow up eating from boxes and jars very much. And so for Sarah and I, when we go to like make spaghetti and we're like, oh, we'll just grab a ragu or a whatever, we're expecting it to taste like mom's 8-hour simmer. And it just doesn't. I promise you, it doesn't. It's never going to. But I really enjoy taking those ingredients and making it feel like Sarah's 8-hour spaghetti sauce. That's what Sarah and I love to do. I do not mix my sauce in. Mike does. Yeah, Sarah does too. I don't do it. I think it like it like offends my noodles or something. I don't know what happens. I just get overwhelmed by too much sauce taste.
Oh, see, every noodle has to be coated in sauce.
I love the taste of noodles, so I want to taste the noodles also. Ragu tastes like tomato soup.
It does.
It does.
It takes some fusion.
It
for
takes
sure.
some, fluffing. Fluff that stuff.
You dude are pathetic.
Yeah, he loves his mom. He knows he's not going to get that from me because he knows I'm working. But he thinks this is cuddle time for Remy, not mom's time. We're going to do something to figure out that boundary.
Yeah, well, not when we're on live. we'll break him from it when we're not live.
Yeah. But unfortunately, that's what's every time we're live, he knows he can do it. Know what I mean?
Well, we can faux live.
Mm-hmm. I don't like a lot of sauce. I much rather meatballs than meat sauce to limit the sauce. Huh. I like lots of meat in my sauce. I also like lots of sausage in my spaghetti sauce. I would have to say that make spaghetti, like when I'm going to really make it, my spaghetti is probably pretty hearty. I don't know if Sarah likes it like that.
Hearty?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like a hearty sauce.
Like I like mushrooms and bell pepper, and I want to taste like a little chunk of tomato in mine, like that's been stewed and stuff like that.
Absolutely. Not so much the bell pepper or carrots. I don't like that.
Why do people put carrots in there?
I don't know.
What does a carrot have to do with spaghetti?
I don't know. What does bell pepper have to do with spaghetti?
It tastes so good. It's so good. People make it in there. Mm-hmm. You just don't feel like that belongs in there?
I don't like peppers.
Oh my God, I love them. And I can't have them anymore, but I legitimately grew up just like going out to get a bell pepper out of the refrigerator and just eating it like an apple. It's so sweet to me, like an apple. I don't understand. I don't like it my food once it's cooked.
Well, he said the carrot as a starch is to thicken the sauce.
Oh. I didn't. Oh, yeah. But I didn't think. I just don't know if I want the texture or. No. I'm good. Do you put them in yours, Lori? Mom doesn't do that, right?
Mm-mm.
Is that not? So I just recently learned that like the Amish make spaghetti different than how we do like Italian way. That was really interesting to me. So I just did a video. I put it out last night, I think it was. And it was my wrap up for February 25, and then also like going through some of my books and looking at some of my old art versus like maybe what I'm doing now. And I've never done a video like that, May, ever. I've never done a like look at my stuff ever.
Mm-hmm.
The only time I've ever done stuff is like when I'm making a video, like a how to, or I've done like book flips where they're brand new, but I've never showed off my own stuff like that before. It was a little bit overwhelming for me, but I got through it. I was pretty proud of myself.
Yeah. It's a great video. I really enjoy it. You should be proud of yourself for doing it. Yeah, Lori, you should do it. Amy said we get our butter, ketchup, cheese, and bologna from the Amish fresh. It's awesome. Ooh,
Oh,
I bet that's incredible.
I am going to experience that in my life.
Yeah.
We watch a lot of canning videos and like food prep videos and like
Mm-hmm.
how they kind of do things naturally, and I'm impressed with it because I don't know, I would have had a homestead if I was able.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I feel myself like called to do that,
Mm-hmm.
but my body's not able to do it. So
Mm-hmm.
I really admire people that can take care of themselves like that, like cultures.
Yeah. Absolutely. I want the same thing. I've always wanted it.
Yeah. We could do it, but Lucas would end up doing all the work. He'd love it though.
Yeah.
He would love it. I'm sure Mason would come help too.
Mm-hmm.
He would be mad at you the whole time though.
Oh, yeah.
He would do it though. That's one thing about the boys. Even if they don't like to do it, they will do it. I don't think their dad gave them like that option to like have an opinion about work. Just get it done.
Right.
But
Definitely.
he grew up on a farm. So,
Yeah.
you know, he has a different work ethic than their dad. Spells wrong on talking to. Oh, yeah, that's okay. Text to talk is miserable, isn't it? I really, really, really want to experience. I think I could go like live with the Amish for like a month just to experience it and dress like them, try to figure out their mentality. I think I would like to do that with every culture, though. I've been really lucky in my life, and I've had friends from all different walks of life. Like I had a friend from Ethiopia, and oh my gosh, some of the food that she would cook in her family functions and stuff, unbelievable. They have this stuff, Sarah. It's like, you know how we use chips or like things to like pick up food with, like tortillas, or like Mexicans use tortillas and like chips, and they have this big, they make, I don't know if everybody does it this way, but they make this huge, looks like thicker than a crepe, but thinner than bread. And it's like pancake kind of ish, and it's extremely thin, and they make it really big, and they'll just tear off, and you eat the food with that. It's so cool. That was a fun experience.
So like smaller than like pita, or like thinner than pita.
It's like pita, but the consistency of a floppy pancake, a rubbery pancake kind of. And they tear it off like bread, and they pick up their food and eat with their hands. Another friend that was from India, we got to experience some of her food too. We used to have like potlucks and stuff, and everybody would just bring stuff from their family, and so we would all get to like experience different foods from different cultures, because even if you're the same race or whatever, you don't necessarily experience life the same way. Everybody has their own influences.
Yep, so true.
People assume just because, Sarah was raised right here in America and I was raised right here in America that we should see eye to eye. Oh, no. There's 1,000 million differences. Original culture, just interest, all those things change everything. And people, oh, I want to try Italian. Well, it's going to be different in every home. Don't you know?
Same as restaurants.
Yeah,
like Mexican food's a really good example.
100%. When I moved to Colorado, people really thought Taco Bell was Mexican food. And I don't blame them, because their Mexican food restaurants tasted the same. But when you come from Southern California and your family is from, my stepdad and family and stuff, they're all from like Mexico ish, down that area. And so they cook for real Mexican food, which means my mom learned how to cook like that. And that means that I learned how to cook like that. And so when I moved to Colorado, I was like dumbfounded. What in the world? This is not Mexican food. It also happened to me when I went to Idaho, visit my cousin. Went to a Mexican restaurant, and I was like, this tastes like refried beans from literally like Rosarita beans. There's certain spices that make that region's food taste that way, right? It's the whole spice trade.
Yeah. Well, and also, like, if there was like an allergy at some point in the family, they've readjusted it.
Exactly. Exacto mundo. It's very interesting to me. Like, for instance, Sarah's like, what the heck does bell pepper have to do with spaghetti sauce? I grew up eating it in my spaghetti sauce. But she's also Italian. So they're going to have that natural, original experience in there somehow, some way. It's very interesting to me. I'm also a bit of a like history dork. I love history. Love it.
I'm sure there's probably some Italian folks that do put the carrots or the peppers and stuff. But
you guys just didn't do that. So I'm I'm mostly German. That's what I am. I'm mostly German. You're mostly Italian?
Mm,
European and Italian?
yeah. I think so.
Isn't that what the stuff said?
Yeah.
Yeah. We did, when we first started dating, we did that. What is it called? What the
23andMe?
23andMe. I have no family. And it's not that there isn't family out there. I just don't have any. And so I've never had a way to understand like where my family comes from. And so Sarah and I did this together before we got married so we could kind of see who are we.
Yeah. That was fun.
It was fun. We should revisit that.
Yeah, we should.
Da, 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 da. What's everyone doing tomorrow? I know everyone like your Lori and Amy's husbands are on Sunday. If anything spells wrong, I'm talking to phone. Oh, you already. Anybody have any clue why Remy needs to bark at us every time we're live? Why he is so upset about it? Can somebody explain that dog behavior to
The
us?
attention's not him.
I know, but I do this a lot,
Yeah.
and some days he does it, some days he doesn't.
Yeah.
He mostly does it when you're around.
Well, like, if you and I hug or kiss or anything,
Yeah.
he starts losing his mind.
Yeah. But I'm just sitting here.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'm not doing that.
Right?
Lori says, "Who are you talking to? Get off that phone." I'm just kidding. She's not saying that. That's me being mean. Very silly. Very silly. Yeah. So I cannot believe how much I got done in the month of February coloring. I really can't. And I mean, I shouldn't say I can't understand it because I was going through a lot of heartache in February. I still am, but it was really fresh and I was going through a lot of it and it was my way of like detaching. And so I am wanting to continue to keep up the pace. And so the more buddy colors I have, the more I can keep up. So feel free to see if we can buddy color. First time I did a video of pebbles was very confused. Yeah, but I've been doing them for a while now, Remy. Come on, get with the program. It's not going to stop. Little freaky boy. What's going on?
I was reading the comments.
Oh, you look like you're about to pass out. I was like, I'm going to try to stay real calm right now, but you guys need to hold on. Every time you say the word pebbles, my ex-sister-in-law, my brother's first wife, she had a half wiener, half Chihuahua dog, and her name was Pebbles, and she was the best dog you've ever come across in your life. Just hands down. full of love and just all the things, but she was so sassy sometimes. She was so good though. She was everywhere, anywhere with us. If she couldn't go in, she'd just find somewhere to like. If she can't like be with us, she would find somewhere to like get in and just like
hide.
Yeah, and like she was really smart about. Okay, well, I'll figure out a way to go. Don't worry about me, guys. Like she's just so smart.
Mm.
And she had babies. This couple's had
Cute.
babies. And then she came like really grumpy after she had babies. It's really funny, like all women. That was just kidding. I'm just kidding. I've had two, so I feel like I can say that. Two. So our oldest son is severely autistic, and he's nonverbal, and he lives in a group home, and he's been there since he was 8 years old. So if you don't hear us talk about Mason as much, it's not because we don't love him. He's just not here as much in the daily life. And Lucas isn't either. He's a senior in high school and trying to do that social thing and trying to figure out how to get ready for the next phase of his life. So he's not around as much either. He used to be here every single weekend.
Mm-hmm.
But for the first half of his life, I had him full time, all the time. And now his dad has, we've kind of just switched roles. His dad and I do like really good with that stuff. But we let Luke kind of just, and I've always really just made his decision as to where he wants his life to be, not necessarily like which parent he wants to be with, but what makes sense for his life. Oh, I love that. Remy is such a happy puppy. He really is. He's a loving, gentle, kind soul. He just is like the worst toddler constantly.
Yeah, he is.
They say this is normal behavior for these full-bred wiener dogs. That they're pretty pushy and bossy. Sarah's never had a puppy before, so Remy is definitely her first child. First time like raising a child from the start. She got Ruger when he was a year or two. 2 years old. So a lot of those first habits that you really break through with them, oh my gosh, it's hell. But I think that's what, just like when you have kids, you go through those phases. What makes you love them so much?
Yeah.
We've been through some crazy scares with Remy.
Ridiculous.
He's very, very curious about everything. And he's not afraid of anything. He's developing fear, though. Slowly. He's realizing things he can and can't eat. And he's obsessed with these Gatorade bottles. So he wants to like rip the plastic off, and he chases them around like he's playing soccer all day. It's pretty cute.
Yeah, Michelle, fall asleep with us.
Yeah, it's all right.
It's all right. I guarantee you're not the only one.
I'll make sure you put your mask on. Sarah falls asleep to me all the time. Don't you?
To you?
What?
To you?
Yeah, like you're
Yeah, like when you rub my head.
Yeah, but I guess I don't know. It didn't come out right.
Your voice is very soothing.
Oh, well, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mean like you think I'm boring.
Mm-mm. No. She said hospital will make sure my mask is put on as well.
Okay.
You guys are so soothing.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. Thanks for being here, Michelle. This is 3 hours of you know how you can like on YouTube the 3 hours of sleep music.
Mm-hmm.
Just give me something to talk about and I'll just keep talking and then you can fall asleep, Michelle.
Is the sound better for you guys with the new mic?
And also, is the lighting better?
Yeah.
I need to know these things because we've been working on these behind the scenes. Behind. What do you think we're going to have for dinner tonight, Sarah?
You know, I feel like it's a pizza night.
Ooh.
I'm trying to decide, do I go to Winco and get the pizza stuff?
That's really far.
Yeah. Or do we order pizza?
Ugh.
Or do we go to Mod?
Oh.
Two really tough decisions. But then, I don't know, is pizza really what we want?
I don't know.
No
Sounds
idea.
like it's what you wanted.
I've been wanting pizza for a bit.
I know,
but I always want pizza.
But no, you've been on like a standoff with it lately. Well, here's the thing though, Sarah, Sarah is a literal pizza monster. Like, no joke. Pizza monster. And okay, sound is good. What about the lighting, Lori? Is it better than it was? You know, Sarah and I refer to pizza as like some pizza's like $100 pizza, meaning we go out to dinner and we'll spend $100 to treat the family to a really nice pizza dinner. You know, the kind of pizza that like you just are like, holy crud, I love this. Like a real pizza joint. So we recently had a pizza night and we're able to create pizzas, $100 pizzas at home for like $20. But for us to do that means we have to drive to the other side of town to get the things. And Sarah and I don't like that. Once we're in, we don't want to go.
Yeah. Lori says the only thing about the lighting is your picture looks blue.
I know. I don't know. Is it this? Everything white looks like it has a blue. Did that change it, Sarah?
I don't know. Is it still very blue on your end, Lori?
Do you feel like it looks blue?
It's definitely darker on the screen.
What does that mean?
Like the image itself. Oh, she said that helped.
No. This one casts blue. So does that one.
Amy said, oh, so you didn't put that blue on them. Wow, yes, it's blue. I mean, there's blue on...
There's no blue in the haze other than these items. I've not mixed blue anything. Nothing should... This... No blue. It's just... See, there's no blue to it other than the items that I've colored.
Interesting.
I think that changes it too, because that light hurts my eyes. This light hurts my eyes. That light hurts my eyes. This one doesn't seem to hurt my eyes. things that have like more of a cover on the LED don't hurt my eyes as much.
So yes, it does all have color because Jess has put gray over almost all of it except for the eggs.
That's white still. White, and the inside to here, but everything else has gray on it. We are working really hard since we plan to be here every day, or at least 95% of the time. Trying to get this right. The color, the sound, all that stuff for you guys, because it's hard to show up to something that sounds like crud and looks like crud. That's right?
Mm-hmm. Lori said, LOL, got it. You're good then.
Oh, okay. With the blue?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. All right. Who's got a topic tonight? Lori, you want to help me out? No, I was thinking about it, Lori, and we were talking about how, like, moderators, right? And what do we need one for? Because we don't have like trolls and stuff like that. But on other platforms, moderators also are there to answer questions. They typically know more about what you're doing, so that when new people come along and we're not looking at the camera, that there's someone in the chat that's answering questions too. And so that's how it works on other platforms. Also with like my moderators, like in the past when I used to make watercolor paint online, like live, I would make my watercolor paint. My moderators knew all of the basic answers to the basic questions. And so I don't have to sound like a broken record over and over again. They would answer them, like little things like what pencil is she using tonight. They would be able to come in. So Sarah, and I think Michelle are moderators here, and they can go, oh, she's working with Derwent ink tints. And so that's why you'll see moderators say, I'll be right back, or people say, I'll be right back, because they're here helping. So when we go to their page, if we're moderators, we're there helping crowd control as well. So moderators aren't just there to be bullies. They're not just security guards.
Yeah. Very true.
At least that's how moderators work on my channel. And like when I used to do watercolor paint, it was so nice because a lot of the stuff that I was doing, it's a lot of stuff to talk about. So answering those basic questions really helped me out. And it was really interesting because, eventually the whole group of people that come all the time, they will just start answering the questions for the moderators too. So I guess at that point, everybody's getting a break. And as the creator, like Lori, has recently started a live too. So please check her out. She's late in the evenings, Pacific Standard Time, 9 p.m. So that makes it 12 Eastern. So we're late night colors, and she does it on Fridays. So please check her out also. But we were talking about if you needed a moderator. And it's like, not that we need moderators. It's just we, as colorists, we're with our heads down a lot.
Lori says, "Thank you, Jess." Heart smiley with pink
Oh
cheeks.
yeah.
I don't know how to explain that one.
Yeah. Like a loving face. Like, oh, endearing.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Anybody got any questions about how I'm doing this? What am I doing? What am I doing here?
Yeah, what made you go with the color scheme?
Oh, great question. I don't really know, other than I often color with, the question's like deeper than you know.
Okay.
Where was the question? No, is that the question? Or did I miss Lori's question?
Can you see my question above the things, Jess? Yeah, there's no question there, Lori. We have "you're good then," and then "thank you, Jess."
Yeah, I don't have a question, though. But I'm happy for questions. I love questions. Questions make the conversation flow. Hey, what is it, Papa? Right here. Here, look. Yeah, they do. It's just okay. Mommy's working. Mommy's working. Lay down. Lay down. Good job. Mommy's working. Good job.
Weird, I can see it. I wonder if it's a question that's blocked.
Okay,
Oh, your favorite date was Sarah, and how do I set a moderator?
oh, you have to click on their name. You have to click on their name. So when you click on their name when you're live, you'll see a box come up and then it'll have prompts for it. My favorite date was Sarah. Oh man. Well, I mean, I've had some really great dates with Sarah. We don't go on a lot of outside dates. We do a lot of our dating in our own house because I can't really go many places. But before I was silly. You see Michelle's comment?
Yeah.
I think Sarah's my favorite, but you'll be my second favorite, okay? Sorry. Got to choose the wife before everyone. Well, okay, so my favorite date with Sarah, it was actually one that I planned. And we went to, so Sarah loves like all American food, burgers, fries, pizza, all those things. And I introduced her on a different date. I introduced her to this place called Little Big Burger. And Sarah loves French fries probably almost as much as she loves me. Like it's like beep beep. I don't know which one's ahead that day, right? So I introduced her to Little Big Burger, and Little Big Burger have these quarter-pound patties, but they're literally like the size of like smaller than this thing. Just like the inside.
They're like little sliders almost.
They're like little sliders, but it's a full patty. So it's a big chunkin' patty in it with all the fixings. Take a bite out. They've really mastered like the ratio on that. Just so you know, it's not like this. Like I don't want to make it sound like a slider because a slider is so wimpy. This is a burger, you know? So she's like, yeah, it's a cool burger. It has a little bit of a weird spice to it, so whatever. But these fries, I'm telling you guys, these fries, there's something to write home about because they have truffle oil on them. Lori says burgers are her favorite. I've become a burger connoisseur. I'll tell you about that in just a minute. So, anyway, she falls in love with these fries, and every once in a while, she'll like beam from another world and say, I just really want these fries. And so I planned this entire date around these fries. I went to Amazon and I purchased this table that you can like put your legs under and sit on, kind of like a desk.
Floor table.
Floor table. Thank you, Sarah. And it's long, portable, easy, lightweight. And there's this place in a town in Oregon called Lake Oswego, and it has this thing. And you've probably heard us in past lives actually talk about this place. But it's literally this beautiful, beautiful scene. I don't think you could pick it. It like belongs in a movie. You know, you don't really see beauty in just nature like this. That's beautiful. But it's got a river here. It's got two sides right here of just all these green, lush mountain like trees as a river. And people boat and they jet ski and they do all these things. Well, there's these water barrels that are out there and they're no longer used. They're just out there. So the city of Lake Oswego built these wooden decks on the top of them, and you can, as the patron of the town, you can go and hang out on them. You can fish from them. People can jump in the water from them. It's pretty scary because they're probably at least, I don't know, how high up are they, Sarah? You're
They're
better.
pretty high.
I mean, you're better at that stuff than I am.
Let's say 100, 150. If
Oh
not,
my gosh, just so much that it's like you're gonna hurt when you hit the water.
you'll definitely tingle.
You're not gonna be happy when you hit the water, but yes, the rush would be crazy. I love water and I love diving because I used to swim in high school and all the things. So, but they scared the crap out of us because I had this whole thing. I went to Little Big Burger. I got burgers. I got a mound of fries, and they're on top of this deck. It's overlooking the whole river with the mountains, and people are out there on their sailboats. It's so romantic. It's warm. It's summer. The summer glow is happening. It's so awesome, is it not?
Mm-hmm.
Hello. Sarah had never been on a date like this. So excited.
Mm-hmm.
So, after these boys rudely entertained us and jumping off the dang thing from behind us, we finished our dinner and we enjoyed it and wrapped it up. And then we went to a place called Hopscotch. And
So cool.
it's so cool. There's so many pictures from this place. Like everything is like wild and artsy. And it's a bunch of artists and it's like evolving art.
It's like a full LED museum.
Yeah, it's
Or not museum.
It is a museum of art, LED art museum. So at one thing, at one point you have this like device you're holding and you can LED paint graffiti on the wall.
Yeah.
And there's these trampoline and when you run across them, like you're painting on the wall with LED lights. Incredible. If you love art, such a fantastic, wonderful interactive date. So
okay, so the best part, well, not the best part, but like the lead up to this, I knew nothing about it except for the fact that I needed to bring a pair of socks.
Yeah, I said, Sarah, okay, make sure you dress comfortable, layers, and make sure you bring a pair of socks. Yeah, it was a total surprise. I forgot to tell you this. She had no clue this was happening.
And so I'm like, socks? What the hell are we going to do with socks?
And so leading up to it, because this was planned, what, a month?
At least.
A while out for me to get all the details right. And Sarah would every once in a while like, so we're not going to go like ice skating, are we? No. Are we going bowling? No. And again, we were like open-toed Birkenstocks. It's hot outside. What am I gonna bring? Yeah, exactly, Lori. Going to a sock hop? Like, what's happening? Where do you just have to take socks in this world? So, and we'd already have done quite a few other events and stuff like that. So,
and I was like, "Are we making sock puppets? Are we going somewhere to make sock puppets?"
you did ask me that.
What do we do?
She's like, "Oh, I know what we're doing. We're gonna go to a sock puppet show, and I'm gonna make one." I'm like, "Well, you're wild with your ideas." It's a good one though. So then we, I think that's like an hour or 2 hours or something, and then we went and sat outside the building next to some of the buildings in Portland, and just kind of soaked in our whole evening. People watched, and there's a breweries around it, so you can hear like people laughing in the background, because when the sun comes out in the Pacific Northwest, you don't realize how many people are out and around. It is weird. It's like Twilight Zone almost. Like, while it's gray, sorry guys, while it's gray, it feels like it's a very desolate city. And that sun comes out and you realize, so that's why all these buildings around here, they actually have people in them. So that's our favorite date. Hope you enjoyed that, because I did. That was a great date.
Yeah, that was a blast.
I didn't even give Sarah a choice to answer when I went one.
Well, to be fair, she did ask your favorite date.
Oh, okay. Well, then fair enough. I did it right. So that was fun to talk about. I like to talk about Sarah and I. Is that bad? Lori, is that bad? Like, now I'm going to be self-conscious and think that I'm not mentally healthy. My throat is really dry. Can you turn that heater off?
Yes. Rem just stuck his nails in my ear.
Ouch. Rem, you were supposed to keep her safe. What are you doing?
Lori said, no, that is a good thing.
Remember when we were in like junior high or high school, and you had that friend that never stopped talking about their boyfriend? That's how I feel like I am about Sarah. I hope I'm not getting sick, because my throat is really, really drying out.
Yeah, I hear it.
I've been struggling with it most of the week.
Ditto, kiddo.
Yeah, maybe it's just allergy time again. It is shifting
starting,
to like springtime. So, man,
we need to start our allergy
I forgot.
regimen.
We need to start now. I have horrible allergies, and they've just gotten worse as I've gotten older. Remy, what do you want? Come here.
Working.
Come on. Come here. Come here. Up the stairs. Up the stairs. Come on. Come on. Come on. Up. I got you. Yeah. Say hi, everyone. See, we have nothing up here. There's nothing exciting. I'm just working. I'm talking to this right here. Yeah, there's nothing up here, bud. Yeah. He's like, well, I gotta see. I have got to see. Be careful. No, you don't drink my water. He's drinking my watercolor water. Is that what you're telling me? You want some water? You want water? Here. He likes drinking out of ceramic.
Terribly sorry if you guys hear this.
Yeah, it's disgusting. I'm sorry. AMSR. ASMR. How do you say it?
ASMR.
Hi. Ew. Oh my God. Do not lick my face after you've had water. That's disgusting, dog. Are you all done? Okay. Okay. All right. Is it? No, it didn't. Mommy's working. Mommy's working.
Woo. I have to assemble the smallest.
Can you show them your tray?
Some of them are wet, so careful, please.
Okay. This is what Sarah's working on right now. She's all these little things together, making these little potions for this. She's doing a miniature building right now that's about this big. Like, I don't even know if you can see my fingers, like 4 inches. Here's the walls.
This is the floor.
Oh, here's the floor. This is the floor of her new building she's making. Is that nuts? So the size of these potion bottles are that big. I told Sarah that I think she should start going live on her own show, her own thing, and start showing this stuff off. What do you think? Wouldn't that be fun for people to watch her do these things? If they can watch paint dry, they can do this, right? I think so. We got to build her feeling like she can entertain people. He was thirsty. He's like, thank you, Mama. But he has his water out there. I think I just discovered he doesn't like drinking from the metal bowl.
Maybe.
We need to make him a bowl. That means we got to make Remy his own water bowl. You're welcome. Sure, people out there would love to see you do this. See? Says Amy.
Thank you, Amy. Very much. Thank you, thank you.
You know, I keep trying to help Sarah realize, like, the wonderful thing about the internet is you do get to be you. And if you enjoy something that the masses enjoy, but you don't fit into the masses, there's somebody else like you out there that wants to be friends with you. You don't have to be like everyone else to do your own thing. And you can still fit in.
That's true.
So tonight I am literally just going through everything. It's probably the most boring part of coloring is this right here, is building up the depth of the items, going behind things and shadowing it. It's the things that everyone's looking to learn, but it is the most boring thing to watch, in my opinion. When I go to watch videos like this, I am like, oh my gosh, shoot me. So tell me how I can help you learn. Or if you even want to learn, just be quiet and do it, Jess. Or what do we got? What am I working with? What am I working with?
Tell me what you want, what you really, really want.
Tell me what you want, what you really, really want.
I wanna. Oh yeah, so what made you decide to use that color palette?
Oh. Oh, such a deep question again. So I feel with color. And so sometimes I will really, really want to feel a certain thing. Feeling a little bit of dark right now. Black, darks. But I know that if I just do all of this monochromatic, it's not going to do what I want it to do. So the artist in me says, all right, well, I really want to use dark colors right now. What do I got to do to make those dark colors come alive? I gotta find something that pushes it or pulls it, right? So this is a really good palette when you're working with dark colors, but it's not going to give the exact impact unless I find another opposite. So that will decide the rest of what I do. Or if I say, okay, I really want this type of background, I'm thinking I want to work with like, a Tuscan kind of feel. I feel Tuscan about this. So then I'll decide what is the best thing about Tuscan that I like? The warm sun. So it is like the warm sun to me. And then I don't really want to go with a bunch of natural looking things on here because I wanted to work with black. So I decided let's go monochromatic. Told you it was a deep answer.
And how'd you come up with the blue? Because
it's the opposite of the gold.
Sense.
Like this picture I just finished, I can see how we'll love to see it like the noticeable feathers brought out with black, bringing them off the page. Yeah. And the color's more vibrant. I don't really have patience with watercolor right now, but it's fun when I want to do something different. Yeah, for sure. I can't help myself. I have to put watercolor in every picture. The challenge to do something with just pencils, that is hard to get me to do. Because I can't stay focused. You can see in my video, if you watch my video I posted yesterday, I talk about it over and over and over again, how much I cannot finish a page if I'm going to do pencils. I just can't. And I gotta like learn to work with myself rather than beat myself up over it. It's a lot. Definitely. It's a lot of breaking my personality. I gotta discipline myself. I gotta find the whole like breakdown of it. It sounds so crazy, but it's a part of my personality that I just really want to fix. And maybe I can do it through coloring.
Amy says, it's beautiful. Every time you do it, mine crack me up, but I know I have to practice.
I'm here to help, Amy. I tell you right now that if we jumped on a video chat of some sort for 30 minutes, I can help you.
Stop. Right?
The basics is all you need to know. The rest of it's creativity. But unless I'm watching you do it, it's going to be very difficult for me to see how you got there to help you with technique. And Amy, if you don't want to, don't feel bad. When someone wants to learn something, especially watercolor, and I'm able to help them, watercolor changed my life. So I am happy to pay it forward. No pressure, no pressure. You're right, Sarah?
Yeah.
What's wrong?
I changed my thing.
Oh, so you can hold Rem?
Yeah. See if it gets him to
chill
out.
Well, we could always his kennel.
Oh man.
Oh, what happened?
Where's my witch's hat?
Did I do it?
No. Oh, it's right there.
Ay, ay, ay.
Oh,
I thought we were going to have a catastrophe on our
I thought so
hands.
too.
I was about to like start crying.
Thought it was gonna be a. It's gonna be.
Well, I will say this, Amy. I don't think that all of our skill set needs to be the same in order for us to learn from each other. And I really appreciate, and I hope this comes out right. Being around newer colorists, because I feel like they teach me how to find my joy in it again and not concentrate so much on technique. I feel like when I'm surrounded by advanced colorists, that I'm only judging every single stroke that I did or didn't do. And that's my own issue. That's my own issue that I have to keep working on. Because everybody at every level has something to teach somebody. And to me, that's like what building community is. So a lot of times when I find myself like repeating a habit that I'm not happy with, like I'll immediately set a discipline for myself. It's just my personality. It's who I am. It's what I do. It's how I continue to better myself. Maybe. I don't know.
Lori said, "Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's okay."
Lori said, "I completely agree, Jess. I told Amy she made coloring fun for me again.
Yeah.
Her learning and trying new stuff is so much fun.
It is so
Yes.
intoxicating, Amy.
It's invigorating.
Please do not change a moment.
Yeah.
A moment. It is so fresh and so, especially for people, some of us that have been in this community a long time now. We've seen people come and go. We know now what true excitement looks like, and it reminds us of what we were and that we truly love this and not to let things make it toxic. And I think Lori, I think you probably high-five me right now. Maybe, but I'm high-fiving you. I'm going to dry this really quick.
Amy said, "Well, great, but when you see my work and know I should..." You get what from mommy drinking?
Yeah, and it like made it rubbery. You see that?
Yeah.
Weird. Yeah, it's the plastic in whatever binder they used. Interesting, huh?
Yeah.
That's a bummer. That's a sense. What happens?
Yeah. Okay, so Amy said, "Well, great, but when you see my work and know I should be..." I'm not sure. Something. Let me know.
Are you asking me to
Yeah.
what's it called? Critique it.
Yeah. Lori said, "High five, Jess."
Thanks, doll.
And Amy said, "Lori will look at my pictures sometimes, and she says, Amy, that doesn't look right together. I think you should help me too, Jess. I love hearing how I can do better. How I can be and do better."
I think my style is probably going to just be in helping you learn technique. because I really have a hard time, and Sarah can probably contest to this. If Sarah says, what should I do? Should I do this or that? I freeze. I was around people that would do that to me all my life. And then when I gave the answer, I was ridiculed for giving a real answer. So it is like a little bit of a scary thing for me to give my opinion that way. So when I usually give an opinion, I'll look at how somebody got there, regardless if I like the way it looks or more along the lines, does it follow the rules? Just learn the rules. That's what I would be willing to help you with, is learning those rules, the basics. How does water work on paper? What happens? Why does water, all those things that I drive people crazy about because I know about them, is the way you become a good artist. And that's why people go to formal education to become an artist, because this is a chemical makeup. You have to know how to make the chemical work on that chemical before you can create art. Is that too crazy?
No, I think so. I mean, it's just like cooking, or I mean, baking. Like, you don't want to omit baking.
You don't want to take too much out of the recipe because then you're changing the whole thing.
Like, you have to have certain things or an understanding of certain things.
Right. Here's an example. Purple and green mixed properly make this dusty blue. Can make this dusty blue. But if you don't know what kind of green and what kind of purple, then you don't know how to do this. Make that bluish color. It'll look like mud. It'll look like literal dirt. So knowing how to do something and how much of something should happen is the way you get better at art. It is a discipline. You hear me use the word discipline a ton.
Well, and also, like, Amy, how today you just sat there with your watercolors and you did. Like,
Yeah.
that's a huge way of learning.
Huge. I wish I would have done more. I did do that, but I did it with colored pencils. When I stepped into watercolor, I felt like I had to be so good at it. So I would try these big things instead of just like what I'm doing right now, learning how to shadow.
I think you're doing good, Amy.
Amy, you're kicking butt. Just keep going. The way you enjoy it, a year from now, you're going to trip yourself out. You're going to look back and be like, huh, I did what? And I do it to myself just even from month to month.
And if you don't like something, don't throw it away. Keep it, because you'll learn from it.
You learn from it. Write notes on it. If you don't want to write in your book, put a sticky note on it. Go back and go, didn't like the way this pencil fell on that paper. This color seemed to blow out too fast. My pressure was too hard. Start making notes of that stuff. And when myself or Lori or any of your other coloring friends, and I want people to do that to me, for goodness sakes. Please don't leave me out. Like, that's why I'm here. I want to be a part of learning too. So if you see something, you're like, Jess, I don't know why the heck you did that. Well, let me tell you my process. And then I can probably be like, dang, maybe I'm not going to do that again. If I start a picture, I'll complete it, but I may go back to color pencil before I return. Yeah. I've learned that sometimes I feel like doing backgrounds and sometimes I feel like doing pencil work. Sometimes I feel like working with watercolors. That I do what I want to do when I'm like doing that. Is that my ADHD? Is that my personality? I don't know. Maybe a combination of both. Hey, for all of you guys that are hanging out with me right now, if you don't mind hitting that thumbs up, that makes me feel so special. Thanks. Yeah, I don't know. The process of how any artists, all of us, get to where we're going is the magic in it. That's what I think. So it's really difficult for me to say, hey, Amy, you shouldn't do that, because that feels like I'm removing the artist in you. But like watching your technique and helping you with the color wheel, those are all the things that are going to help you create your own individual style. Make your permanent signature. It's just your signature got prettier and prettier. That's it. Makes sense, my friend? I know I have to over explain everything because there's 3 hours of conversation here. And Lori, it's very difficult, isn't it? I think it helps when you do some lives. It helps you appreciate what people are doing on behind the scenes and how much people are doing to be here and to give personality, to create a space for people. It's not for everybody, but anybody could do it, because your show will be totally different than mine. Maybe you don't talk at all during yours. There's people that do that. And you show up and there's like thousands of people in their lives and you're like, it's just people like somebody to be there. Makes sense.
Yes, ma'am.
I like it when you tell that to me.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's funny.
I used to always say I work for a living.
Yeah?
And people would say to me, I'm like, I work for a living. Why? I'm in here doing the grunt work with you. Why are you calling me a ma'am?
But it's so I love, I don't know why people, can we talk about that? Why people are hung up on being called ma'am. I know it's people say it, did we lose signal? Because there's nobody in here.
Put your hand in front of the camera. Nope, we're here.
Okay. We should talk about that.
Well, okay, so like in the military, you
Mhm.
call officers ma'am and sir.
Sure, because they're higher rank.
And the running thing is that they don't work. They just sit behind
Oh.
and they don't do the grunt work.
I see.
So that's why we would be like, I work for a living. Like, I'm actually out doing grunt work.
Yeah, why are you telling me like I'm spoiled?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that officers are spoiled, but
no, I
Yeah.
hear you, but that feeling of like, just like your boss, your superior, just
Yeah.
sitting around doing nothing while you do
Yeah.
the shovel work.
yeah.
Got it. But I also don't understand, because we don't refer to them as anything else but ma'am or sir.
Yeah.
Right? So it's a respect thing. And so
It
when I
is.
say to you, yes, ma'am, yes, sir, I am saying I respect your position.
100%. Yeah.
Period, whoever you are to me.
Yeah.
I am thanking you and I'm saying, yes, sir, I acknowledge you
Yeah.
as being superior.
Mhm.
That's what it is, because like we don't know what their skill set is, and that's what we're acknowledging. Ma'am and sir is like a level of skill set to me.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And so I'm not ever, 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 ever understanding, why do people feel like, oh, that makes me an old lady? No,
Right.
it makes you an intelligent human to them.
It's very respectful. It is.
I don't know. I'm never gonna be able to sleep on that. That's always gonna make me feel so mad at it.
Yeah.
I mean, people get downright mad.
They really do.
I understand. We all identify however the heck we identify. Okay. And that's honestly, to me, like what that boils down to. You don't want to identify as an old woman, so you're mad somebody called you that.
Mm-hmm.
No different than the other identities people want to identify with these days. It's the same thing. Don't identify me with ma'am, old lady, equals old lady.
Right. It's all respect. Absolutely.
To me, it's just a damn respect thing of
Mhm.
my intelligence in that second.
Yeah, well, like I'm not gonna call a sergeant like their first name.
No.
I'm gonna either use like sergeant whoever or sir or ma'am.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's just how it is.
And sir would be only if you maybe didn't know their name. You know, like
I do it like if I'm writing an email to them, be like, "Hey, sir."
Sure,
like, if
because
I'm-
you're identifying their position to you.
Yep.
Yeah. But that's also the way old America was set up.
Yeah.
So I respect that too. There's so much into it, right? Well, Lori, may I ask me a question? And I'll say yes, ma'am. And I'm the oldest. Yes, same. I tell my little nieces and cousins and all of them, little ladies, yes, ma'am. I tell them that every single time because I want them to understand they're respected, period. I have to bite my tongue saying yes, ma'am, and yes, sir, because I don't know who's going to be offended these days.
Yeah.
And it is brutal because to me, if I don't say it, I'm feeling disrespectful. My boys grew up saying yes, ma'am, and yes, sir to anyone that served them anything, with anything, knowledge, a drink, help them put their shoe on. Doesn't matter. Amy's 15 days older than you. How cute is that?
No, Lori's 15 days older than Amy.
Oh, Lori. Lori's the big sister. That's adorable.
Amy goes, "Oh, well, hell, LOL. Yes, ma'am."
Yeah, it's not a bad thing. I understand it. We don't want to feel old. None of us do. My goodness. It's awful. It's awful getting older.
I do it to my people I supervise. They ask me a question.
Yeah, I do too.
Or like if they say something, I'm like, "Yes, ma'am."
You've heard me at work. Everybody is yes, ma'am. To whoever, what position you're in, please, yes, ma'am, and yes, sir, because we are equal here.
Yep.
I actually will get in the trenches with you.
Yep. I respect you.
Yep, I respect you. And eventually, it's funny because my teams always took it on too. You watch them grow in it. Interesting. By all means, if you don't like being called yes, ma'am, or yes, sir, it doesn't mean that you can't be upset about it. I enjoy it.
But it does bring up a good question with people that are on like they, them. Like what would you say? Yes, sir, ma'am. Yes.
Whatever I feel I'm identifying with. If you're presenting as male, then I'm probably going to say yes, sir. If you're presenting as female, non-binary, I don't get to decide what you are or aren't. I don't know. That's a big question, Sarah. That's a big one. Tell me.
I'm not sure. I'm still trying to dissect it.
Yeah.
What do y'all think?
What do you guys think? If someone wants to identify as they, them, meaning they don't identify as feeling man or woman, they just are a human. If my rule of I want to say yes, ma'am, or sir is there in my own brain, how should I address them showing them respect? I don't know their name and I don't know their they them. Just brand new person. How do I address that? Is that the question, Sarah?
Yeah. But even if you did know that they were they.
Right. I got to go back to the baby steps first. I got to go know what to say before I can answer your question. I have to not know first. I have to know the rules before I can then say, this is how I feel I would address them. Do you understand what I mean? Like, I have to break it down a little bit further than that. I need more information. I have questions, I have follow-up questions before I can answer the question. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I would, please tell us, because, I want to be respectful. The whole point is being respectful.
RESPECT.
Yeah, and I'm not here to be anything but respectful to everybody, and it's impossible without knowing the rules. And that's hard because mine and Sarah's same-sex relationship is not going to be the same as somebody else that you've met, and vice versa, on and on forever. So our rules and what we tolerate talking about or not talking about or dealing with or doing or whatever is different than just being in any other relationship. So it's hard to know how to address such differences. But I believe wholeheartedly that society will come to an understanding. I do, because we've come to understandings with other things that rock the boat too. I believe it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, off my soapbox.
I don't think it's soapbox at all.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you very, very much. And here's the thing. I know damn well and good that if I'm thinking about these things, so are other people.
They're not for you, Ren. No.
I'm just willing to talk about them.
Yeah.
And I'm willing to talk about them with you, people, because, I don't know everything, and y'all might have a better understanding of something that I don't. You might have a piece of the information that I didn't know about, and that can change someone's mind. Knowledge is power. My allergies are a hootenanny.
A hootenanny.
A hootenanny. Are we at that 45-minute mark?
No, it's after 7.
Yeah.
Oh,
45
yes.
minutes still.
Sorry.
Yeah. So you know what that means? It means that I made it past the shutoff time they usually give me.
Yes.
I usually get shut off on my internet somewhere between an hour and 20 minutes and an hour and 50 minutes. And so I made it this far tonight. Check me out. Things are getting better. It's necessarily because it's Saturday and people are at home doing homework and research and all the internet things.
You know what song I have stuck in my head?
Tell me.
It goes like, Kookaburra sits in the old gum tree.
Oh, crud.
I don't remember the rest of it, but I just know that song.
I know. I only know that part about it.
Part of it.
Yeah, me too.
Laugh, Kookaburra laugh.
Where back to the question Lori asked earlier, where mine and Sarah's, like, my favorite date was with Sarah. What was yours with your partners?
Yeah, does anybody have a favorite date that they've been on? I'd have to say that was probably my favorite date.
Was it?
Yeah, I think so. Although I do really enjoy when we date here.
Yeah, me too. I love, I guess, honestly, how Sarah and I do date.
Yeah.
Because for Sarah and I, dating is just slowing down for each other. Is that fair?
Absolutely. It's removing distractions and just being.
Yeah. And sometimes that means even just doing lives. It's just enjoying things together. And Sarah and I are very fortunate. Lori and I have talked about this. Sarah and I are very fortunate to have so many hobbies and passions alike that it really keeps us from being bored or feeling like time is taken away from each other. And actually, if anything, it makes us want more time
Together. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Man, I want to speak for Sarah.
Oh, but I'm with you. For sure. For sure. For shizzle, my nizzle.
Whoa, you just cussed.
What?
You just cussed.
How?
It's saying like the N-word.
Oh, shit, really? Shoot, really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know
No,
that.
it's okay. People say it. It's just funny.
I had no idea.
That's okay,
I
babe.
apologize.
No, nobody apologizing. Stop. It's like slang. It's not like you're flat out saying that word, but it's like slang for it. Does that make sense?
That's not cool. Okay, I'll remove it from my vocabulary.
No. You don't have to. You can
Yeah, I
talk
do. I
however
don't
you
want to be
to.
disrespectful.
I don't think it's disrespectful. I think it's more it's just slang. You're not calling anybody out or like calling anybody any name. I don't know. Maybe you guys could tell us what you think about that. But don't overthink it.
Okay.
Because if you overthink it, we're going to have like a crazy war in your head.
Okay.
And we don't need it because you didn't do anything wrong.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
Got it? High
Understood.
five?
Yes, ma'am. Mike and I really haven't been on a date. We met through friends and just started hanging out. He was hanging out more and more and more and then never left.
No. You guys don't like have time like together?
Amy says, "You didn't, Sarah. Have you ever heard of Snoop Dogg? That's his language."
Yeah. It's not like disrespectful. It's you're being like I don't know how to explain it, Sarah. It's not you didn't do anything wrong. It's like using that word, but not in a derogatory word and more of like a hey brother way.
Mhm.
But those words that you're using is a reflection of that. Yeah, just go listen to Snoop Dogg. Snoop has that's his language. He's a cool dude, right?
Yeah.
You got it.
He was the dad of grandfather of the Olympics.
Yeah.
Amy says, "Drop it, Jess. LOL."
Yeah. Thanks. I didn't, but I have to make sure that Sarah understands she didn't do anything wrong because she gets real sensitive to it. So I appreciate you, Amy, for reinforcing me. That's one thing I love about Sarah is that she doesn't have like. I don't know if they can hear with the. Yeah. Can you all hear when the dryer's on?
We spend time together every day. We have date night on the deck We'll barbecue and hang out. Yeah, absolutely. That's dating.
That's definitely dating. For Sarah and I, we'll get like a charcuterie board
Yeah.
and we will put our favorite things on there, like olives and cheese and just all of this stuff on it. And we'll set it up behind us and we art and we'll listen to movies or music or, and, we just take a little bit more time, like hold hands and, be closer to each other, maybe spend less time focused on the actual art and just being in our moment. So that's like what date night looks like for Sarah and I on a normal basis. That's how we romanticize our life.
Yeah.
But when we go like date nights, like outdoor date nights, we try to do them a little bit like maybe bigger or more exciting. We don't go out to dinner much. We don't do stuff like that. I can't handle the lights and the people noise. It makes my eyes close. So it's very difficult to experience life outside the house on a normal basis. So we make date night, but we never are without our dang dogs barking. So date night can get annoying too.
Sometimes date night for us is we hit up one of the taco trucks.
Yeah.
And we'll sit in the truck in silence and just enjoy our tacos and have.
Yeah, go to Taco Tuesday. It's under $20 for us to eat tacos that are so good.
Giant burritos
Or whatever we get.
I had told Lori before we have even married since 93, I've had too many to remember, and my hubby just said, "We on a date now because we have Saturday roast beef taco night." Yes!
Yeah. It's just that time you spend together when you take a second to look actually in each other's eyes. And we go to dates at Lowe's. We make everything like a date of it, a special moment of it. And then that way the relationship's just special.
Mhm.
And then, but it takes two people. Takes two people. If you've got two people working at it, it happens. It can't just happen with one person.
Correct.
You'll spin your wheels and go crazy. But it also helps us because we're into the same hobbies and things.
Yeah.
But like Sarah, I'm not into building these many miniature things. I love watching her do it. I love the creativity, and I'm always like helping her with ideas and things when she asks. But I don't do it. And I have no desire to do it. But we can enjoy doing something together at the same time that's the same thing, but different, like apartments. I think I was raised that dates are expensive outings.
I was definitely raised that way.
Yeah?
Yeah. Like, I felt like, even when I was young dating, like, it had to be some elaborate big thing.
Yeah. Well, I will say that when you and I met,
We did do that.
we did very simple dating.
Yeah.
Extremely simple dating. We didn't date bigger until we were like in a full-fledged relationship.
Yeah.
I mean, we went
Even
to
then,
the
I think it
coast and
was.
stuff like that in the beginning,
Yeah.
but like as far as like date nights go, we didn't do all of that stuff.
No, I think I mean, even, I was gonna say we didn't really do it till we were married, but even like now, we still focus on the simplistic.
Yeah.
I think because everything is just so big and heavy and like intense everywhere you go.
Yeah. And I will say that before Sarah and I were together, I lived van life for 2.5 years. Not like right before, but before her and I started dating. And going back into everyday life, like living in walls, sticks and bricks, if you will, it was traumatizing. I'm not going to even lie. It was traumatizing. It's still traumatizing to me. not being able to pick up and go whenever I want to. Not even like I have to pack down and pack up. Nope. I literally could just pull up and just here I am, all my things. I can leave when I want. Um, that has been traumatizing to me. I'm not kidding. I actually talked to my therapist about that a lot when I was seeing her.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that part of like I don't like to be in one place. I've definitely tested that part of my personality because I've been here for over 2 years now.
Mimi says, my husband colors with me, but he loves doing car models, and I can't because OMG piece is so small and
Ditto,
tinting
kiddo.
the windows, putting on the wheels and things, but I love watching.
Ditto, kiddo. I love watching her do all that little stuff over there, but I don't want to do it. But I want to do this over here, and it works. It works. I'm really happy you have that, Amy. I know lots of relationships don't. And sometimes it also has a lot to do with how the people handle their hobbies too. All the things. But I really wish people had what I have with Sarah. And I think what Sarah has in me.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it is hard, right? Because we're going to change what we like. We're not going to always like the same things. Balance. Balance, I say balance.
Okay, Lori, we'll be here. She has to do a breathing treatment.
Yeah.
So she might not hear everything. Okay, what would you like for dinner tonight?
Oh no. These people are gonna be like, seriously, this is what we talk about every night. What time do we have?
7:31.
All right. 30 minutes left.
The nice thing is that it is a weekend, which means that places are open later.
Mm.
Yeah, this town closes so early, you guys.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
It's bizarre. I've lived in small towns before, but this is like literally be in bed by 6:00 p.m.
Well, and they have signs that say like open 24 hours, and they're not.
Yeah.
Ever. Never.
Not.
Yeah.
I appreciate Lori asking about Sarah and I and our date and our personal lives.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lori. I dropped today. Oh, goodness gracious.
Did you get it?
Yeah. Like I've said before, I know that mine and Sarah's relationship is probably different than most of y'all's. But that can be uncomfortable for
Excuse
some
you.
people.
Don't choke yourself.
And I just want to make sure that people feel like they can ask questions. It's a safe place to ask questions. If I don't want to answer something,
we love questions.
If I don't answer something, I'll simply politely bow out of it. But we're open book here.
You know, I love that Remy's nose didn't turn black.
I know.
I love it.
He's a complete like ginger. He really is laying there, literally looking up at his mom with complete envy. Oh, goodness. My eyes are so sensitive tonight. I could barely open them right now.
Yeah, because we have extra lighting in here.
Maybe. I'm only like 2 weeks away from treatment.
Yeah. Oh, I should have it coming up too.
Yeah, you're right after me, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Spend half a month getting over that. Yeah.
You need to do
I
that.
know. And I don't know if it's too late.
Okay. Monday.
Monday. I may have procrastinated that due to all of the things that I was preoccupied with.
Yeah, absolutely. Understood. Definitely.
I've been seeing an ocular plastics surgeon.
Yeah.
And when I first started getting treatments, it was really the only option there or in Seattle. Seattle's like 3 hours from here. And I don't really like the guy. He's kind of pompous. And I don't know if it's because of Sarah and I or what the deciding factor of why he talks to me the way or why he does what he does to me. Is he digging in your shirt? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Such a cute baby. But since then, I've been seeing doctors at the Casey Eye Institute. And they're pretty sure that he might not be doing the correct placement for my treatments anyway. So they've asked me officially to basically stop treatment with that doctor. Jump ship, basically.
In a very kind.
In the most polite way possible. Like, he's not doing anything for you, really. Like, that's the impression I got from it. So I got to start that process, but I got to re-go through insurance, and getting this treatment insured to begin with was just enough to put someone in a mental institute to begin with. My journey with getting my eye treatments has been like some other wild story that nobody even needs to like ever experience. But needless to say, figuring out what's wrong with you isn't always A and B equals C. And finally, I'm over at the KCI Institute. So once I start treatments there, perhaps I'll be able to see a little bit better sometimes. That's my goal.
Yeah.
Yeah. And my lovely wife has done nothing but support me through it. It's been human torture. You also asked me why I picked these colors. I also know that I can get greens out of here. Green hues. And so I'm not technically using any other color palette but the simple color palette, but I know how to get colors a little bit more. So that's also why. That might be why it's coming up so blue, the reflection, because there's a lot of green.
If you're a wigglewort, you don't get to stay.
How interesting. I have headphones on, like noise canceling headphones on. So I can still hear obviously, but not like really well because the noise, I can't can't physically talk when there's other noise going on. It's really difficult for me to process both. So we've come up with the solution of doing this. And it helps me because like her putting Remy down right now, normally my brain just will, I can't. It's like physically, okay, stop.
Amy, does your husband color?
What does he color?
Like, what type of images does he color?
Mythographics, probably, or
Does he have a style that he enjoys?
like muscle cars. What medium does he use? Does he use pencils or markers? Or now we got to know. What's husband's name?
All the questions.
All the questions. They just came up. Welcome back. We need to see his posts and post his stuff on Facebook. I mean, Instagram. I gotta dry this off again. It's getting a little bit too much water on it.
This is my fourth hand, or like my second set of hands.
Oh, tape. Yeah.
Right now he's coloring Masters of the Universe named Charlie in color pencils. Does he listen to the lives with you? Hi, Charlie, if you can hear us.
Is his name Charlie?
Yeah.
Oh, I like that name.
Me too.
Oh, if your name is Charlie, welcome. Hello, if you can hear us. What time do we have?
20 minutes.
20 minutes. I'm closing it so the book will do its thing.
You go to.
I've got a runner.
Got a runner.
All right. So what are we thinking about this? Can I get some feedback on my page? What's Charlie think? Has he got an opinion?
Excuse me. Are you going to do the same on the other side or different colors?
Yeah. I'm going to make it one because like to me, they went to like date night and learn how to make dinner and now they're eating it.
That's cute. She said he's watching TV, looked up and said, "Hey, LOL."
What's up? It actually reminds me of these two birds over here. Remind me of this one.
Yes.
Like, you see, because I don't have the image before, but like these images had like the same whoop-de-doos in it over here as like these birds do. So These birds had all the same whoop-de-doos as these birds, but I took them out with that gesso stuff. And I'm trying to figure out how to add more texture to it, but not. I don't know if I'm achieving it, but I'm not hating it right now. This is the bottom of it. I don't know if you guys can see the bottom of it, or if that even matters. So the paper was getting a little tired right here, so I gave it some rest. I'll fill that back in once I get this all done.
Michelle said, I'm still awake, even though I had my sleep aid.
Uh-oh. I really hate that.
Did you change your mind?
Oh, good, Michelle. I'm glad. These nurses are like the man. I see. I love that picture. I want to color a page just like that. Well, I'm happy to help you. I'm very happy to help you. You know, I don't know how it works, if I can do it or not. Maybe people can tell me in the live. But do you have like StreamYard? Can we do it that way? I see. I love that picture. Yeah, I don't know how it works. Like I've said, like on TikTok, I can do an actual one-on-one with you, where you can come on there live, and I can be there live, and I can literally walk you through it.
Or Instagram too.
Or Instagram. I think we could do Instagram also.
I'm just yawning.
You guys are so in love. You guys have got to see it. It's sick. Here, where's my phone? I'm gonna take a picture of it and show them.
Hold your thing. Hold the camera.
Relax. No, relax your face. That way. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Look at this baby. Can you guys see this? He's inside of her zip up. And he just loves her so much. So cute. They didn't start out their relationship like that.
Mm-mm. Michelle said, how are you guys so kind? Your voices are gentle, and I love that from you ladies. Amy said, no, that's okay, Jess. I understand one day when I can take a break from watercolors. Okay, take a break for watercolors.
Okay. All right. Well, if you want to, you do, and I'll just
When
keep
you're
doing
ready,
it.
let us know.
If you want to, great. Michelle has something up there. I think.
Thank you, Michelle.
What did Michelle say?
She said, how are you guys so kind? Your voices are gentle, and I love that from you ladies.
You know, Michelle, that's probably the sweetest thing in the world. Not everything has to be so harsh and so opinionated, I suppose. You can have an opinion, but you can just gently deliver it. You don't have to be so harsh, I think. Why are we kind? Because we've had a lot of people that are unkind to us. And instead of being bitter, we just keep paying it forward. Because I'm a true believer in journey. And I believe that when you're rubbing the grain of your journey, you're going to feel nothing but harsh things from everything in your life. And a lot of times that comes from the people. So there's that. But I do appreciate you acknowledging that, Michelle. it does really help motivate us to like keep being who we are, and that it's okay to be nice. Because a lot of times I feel like in order to fit in with people, you often have to be like bullies and kind of know-it-alls and badasses, and um, people start acting weird, and that's just none of that's worth it to me. It's just too much energy.
Definitely.
Oh yeah, thank you, Michelle. That's what I'm hoping to find is a community full of kindness, and through kindness, that means like you help people, you understand them, you accept things.
You meet them
Um,
where they are.
yeah, and that's one thing that Sarah says. When I ask her about my personality, because those of you that don't know, we did meet on TikTok, and she came into my lives and relentlessly stalked me. I don't know if that's true, but
In the kindest way
in the
possible.
kindest, non-stalkery way possible. Uh, but is that what drew her to me, is that I meet people right where they're at. So I don't have expectations of people meeting me, my expectations. Does that make sense? I keep my standards for me, and I just try to accept people are who they are. And if you don't line up with my moral compass, then I politely bow out. Toodles, my noodles. What did you say?
In the kindest way possible, maybe?
Oh, that's funny. But, the end of the day, um, for those of you that have been around me, I don't think I've changed much, right? I'm kind of just this person.
The stalking part.
Oh, the
Yeah.
stalking. Yeah, she's a stalker. She really was kind of.
Mm. I just knew what I wanted, and I knew that you were like a soulmate, and stuck with it.
I just checked the boxes. That's it. I checked the
Yeah.
boxes, and Sarah checked my boxes for sure.
I wasn't going to let you go
No,
in a very respectful, kind of way.
she held on real tight. I tried not to date Sarah. That's my truth. I did.
Thank you, Michelle.
A beautiful stalker. That's okay. Well, I love my beauty, and that's all that matters. But I think we are close to calling this a night. And I just really, truly appreciate everyone being here again.
Just stuck with the stuff.
Yeah, it was a rough one for a minute. I mean, I don't like meeting people off the internet, period. It's very scary to me because I've been catfished before. Another story for another time. But I had physically seen Sarah because we were in a Discord group also. So it wasn't just like Sarah seeing me and being stalker crazy. Um, we hung out in a Discord art group. So we had a huge group of people doing all kinds of different arts. So maybe there's like 10 of us in a whole, like, just doing all different arts, but we can talk at the same time. So that was really cool. It was like a private group.
Yeah.
Um,
Lori said, my mom caught Mike across the street waiting for me. He brought me a rose and wanted to drop it off, but was scared. I always tease him. My mom caught him stalking me.
oh, that's the cutest.
So cute.
That's cute. I love it. Yeah. Fun stuff. Fun stuff. It's so nice to get to know everybody. I do appreciate those thumbs up. If you don't mind hitting that thumbs up before you leave, that would be great. Subscribe. Let's hang out. Let's be buddies. But I appreciate you all, and good night.
Yeah, good night, everyone.
Hasta mañana. Toodles,
Sleep well.
my noodles.
Toodles.
Thank you. Night night.